Damn, boy. Damn, boy, he's thick. Boy, that's a thick-ass boy. Damn.
Yes, I am Anthony Fantano, known as the internet's busiest music nerd. Started my YouTube channel, The Needle Drop, in 2009. The Needle Drop existed as a brand and a podcast a couple years before that. And I'm known for many things on the internet, but mostly music reviews, I would like to think. I mean, my most viral video is of me yelling at a guy cutting a pizza, but I would like to think, I would hope to think that I'm more well known for just reviewing music. As far as the memes that surround it, I would say it's pretty engrossed generally. I don't know if there's a popular artistic medium that is as well immersed in meme culture as music is. I mean, it's probably, if it's second to anything, it's probably like television or movies. So I think it was just kind of natural as a result of that, that there would be some memes relating to me. And it's resulted in tons of jokes about reviews I've done, things I wear, pictures or poses I've taken, things I've said. And, it seems like the meme stream is never ending, whether it's positive or negative. It's a show of engagement, which I think in this era where, we're stereotyped as being so ADHD and our minds are onto the next thing. If something stays with you long enough to share it, to make a joke about it, and then share that joke, it says something. Even when I see and run across memes that people are doing, like in my comments and so on and so forth, that I hate, or particularly at this point, I'm just annoyed by or tired of, as long as it's not hurting anybody, that's them having fun. As long as they find the jokes that they're making entertaining to themselves, then I say just allow it to continue. Focus it on me, I'm the punching bag here. So, just send it this way. The Dark Twisted Fantasy review is going back to 2010, 2011 era. Yeah, I mean, these were all fun memes to see or see shared. I remember the squatting Fantano meme came as a result of being invited to like this YouTube outing where, YouTube built this space and loaded with like sets and studios and green screens and sound stages and all sorts of things. And I just thought, like, let's take some promo pictures or something. And, I was doing like different poses and so on and so forth. And that was just one of them. But when I see that image, it doesn't even look like I don't even feel like I'm seeing myself anymore. I do like the nickname one, since I keep pushing it.
Class the knee Tano, back the knee stretch Tano, my damn shoulder, 7th knee out of 10 Tano, cross the knee I Tano.
There was a meme that I'm glad is mostly dead now, or has sort of evolved into a different meme. People would say in the comments like, "Oh my God, I can't believe Anthony said whatever in the review," and it would just be like the worst shit that anybody could ever say. Or of course, if you look at the review, it's not in there at all. It would just be comment after comment after comment of like, "Anthony, you didn't need to threaten to kill Kanye in the review." There'd be tons of responses from like total fucking noobs that don't know anything about any of the videos or seeing it for the first time. It's like, "I just went through the whole video. Where did he say it? I didn't see where he said he would kill Kanye." So, and that's kind of evolved into comments that are like, doing the Red Hot Chili Peppers review today. "Anthony, you can't just get on camera and eat Red Hot Chili Peppers for 10 minutes and call it a review." I'm happy the beta version of that meme is dead. And it's kind of evolved into something a bit more nuanced. It's just Jay Reed. That's how you said his name. I know it's problematic. And if he continued to have a music career, and, RIP, obviously, he most likely would have been forced to change it. At the time he dropped this 2008 singles collection via Matador Records, I really enjoyed it. And at the time that I had started the YouTube channel, I sort of had it in my head that I saw the reviews as kind of like promotional. Keep in mind, like, I'd been doing the podcast and the blog for a while as a way to kind of separate myself in that blog space, try my hand at doing a video review. Another thing that kind of initiated this switch for me was maybe around 2008 or so. Blogspot and some other very popular platforms started to like purge music blogs left and right. Anytime there was like a song posted, that could be interpreted as like, "Oh, that's piracy. That's a piracy link." So, I sort of saw maybe YouTube as potentially being a way to, maybe I could separate myself from what other people are doing out there. And on top of it, maybe build an audience independently on YouTube, because as far as I could see, there wasn't really anybody else regularly reviewing music on YouTube, no matter what the genre was. Maybe about 2011 or 2012, I forget the year or so, that I started to go back onto it out of curiosity after I think Radiohead came out with The King of Limbs. And I had gotten a comment on a video. It was something to the effect of, if you don't give it this score, if you don't give it this reaction, MU's going to come after you. And before that, I had never heard hide nor hair of 4chan in my comments prior. And I was just like, what? Like, are these f***ers talking about me on this board? And I went over there and immediately I saw like thread after thread after thread after thread. Like the most popular one, and one that would seemingly always get the most responses, was literally just this one stupid picture of me just like sitting in front of an album from the band Holy Ghost. And it just said, what do you guys think of Anthony Fantano? And it like, I would see that thread every day that I would go on it past that point for a certain amount of time. And like the same responses over and over. I hate him. He sucks. He's great. He's the best. He recommended this. This is my favorite band that he loves. I think he's the worst. He has the worst opinion on this. Like, it was just battle after battle after battle. One day, I can't remember when, somebody who moderated the board or had, connections to it invited me on to do like an AMA. I can't remember if this was like maybe a few years later. I can't recall, but like the moment that it started, the board crashed, and then we just like had to stop it. It just ended right there. For a moment in time, I don't know if anybody over there would say it anymore. But for a moment in time, people did think I was the king of MU. I was kind of blown away that I would ever turn up there, like as a meme, or really in any way. And then I eventually, on the side, as the Needle Drop was growing, with my personal editor, who I work with on a lot of content, we were discussing options for like, what can we do to diversify content? Because like, just as a joke, I think we had been talking about at the time all the ridiculous things that people ask me because they like my reviews to also review. They're like, hey, are you going to start doing movie reviews as well? Are you going to start reviewing, TV shows? And, of course, like at the time, I'm like, no, there's never been a point in my life where I've been obsessed with movies in the way that I've been obsessed with music. I did think the idea, as we were talking, just kind of spitballing, the idea of reviewing memes was really funny. Just like as an opportunity to be posty and just like communicate back to the internet how awful the internet is by just like chewing up and ingesting all of the awful things about online culture and meme culture and the funny things as well. Let's just talk about whatever the meme is, kind of crap on it a little bit, be really disingenuous and ironic and post-ironic about the whole thing, and pre-ironic about it, just to try it, just to see what comes out. I don't know.
Meme Review! Welcome back to America's, the world's favorite show, Meme Review.
Yeah, mine came first, and when I stopped doing it, he DM'd me personally to ask me if it's okay for him to start doing it. Yeah, which at that point I was like, I don't give a f***. Do whatever you want. I think the Italian hands one's pretty funny. That's one that I look back on somewhat fondly. Another one that I thought was really funny was I was trying to spoof those really dumb You Laugh, You Lose series that I hated so much. Often I would parody things that I hated or I just thought were stupid. But instead what I was doing is, if I laughed, I hit myself with a staple gun, either in my chest or my leg or, whatever. And then I had to like pull it out. Thought that video came out pretty funny. Did a video once about fidget spinners, and I think that one came out pretty hilarious. Oh yeah, I had another character called Mr. List, where I would just list out reasons for things, some of which would be completely absurd and make no sense. And I think one of my favorite videos that we did over there was Top 5 Anime Babes. We named George Bush's wife Laura Bush. I think we named Marge Simpson. I forget the other ones. Mrs. Puff, which, if you do run across that video, I make very, very, maybe in retrospect, what some would find disturbing sexual commentary about my attraction toward Mrs. Puff. What I would do if Mrs. Puff and I were in a sensual scenario, consensual, of course, but sensual. So yeah, I think off the top of my head, those are probably a couple of my favorite highlights. I think like a lot of the misunderstanding and a lot of the controversy around that like was kind of based in this idea that like, oh, he's just like a music reviewer, or he's this or he's that, or it's like, why is he doing this stuff? But then in this video he says this, and it's like, it's like you're blurring the lines too much. It's sort of like Joji trying to be Filthy Frank at the same time. You know what I mean? Obviously when he was Filthy Frank, you only knew him as the character, and you only knew him as that, and he was only ever that, and that was that. When he made that transition, it was pretty much like a clean break. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, I could just balance both these at the same time. People will get it. For years, everybody did get it, you know? It wasn't until there was any kind of like far outside exposure anyway that anybody was like, Some of the only coverage I got out of that was through Spin, who covered the removal of the article because of, you know, the fact that the claims that I had against it were settled. So, you know, I'm just going to say Friday and just shout out Friday because, you know, like, I think like what occurred with that song, you know, also on top of it, to see Rebecca Black come out of that herself, mature and own it and like recontextualize it. And in a weird way, as somebody who, yeah, I'll say like a victim of the internet. Rebecca Black is a victim of the internet. First, you know, had this horrible experience with this thing and still decided, no, you know what? I want to continue doing that. And I'm going to show people that I can do it. And I'm going to get better at it. And I'm going to have other pop artists, which she has also had, like, endorse my music and take me seriously and see merit in what I do. As far as like music memes go over the past 10 years, you know, of which there have been many, you know, I think that's, you know, got to be one of the most interesting, you know, progressions of all of them. You know, while the internet has kind of sped things up in terms of like how popular some things get and, you know, who blows up and what song blows up and who gets exposed to it, so on and so forth. Never before has it happened this fast, you know, and that's sort of one of the few magic things about the TikTok algorithm. Like when something goes off, it like goes off. Random dumb video that I did yelling about that guy slicing those pizzas. I saw an English lady's cooking video on YouTube jokingly referencing that line. You are at least 20 years my senior. Where did you hear that joke? Like, why are you referencing it? Like, what is going on here? And like my core audience, their responses were mostly like, shut up, Anthony. We don't think that's funny. That's not good. We don't care. We don't care about your dumb pizza video. Review the new Kanye record. So it's like, by the time it was popping off, my audience was already sick of it. A lot of the initial responses were like, this is cringe, Anthony. This is dumb. Why would you do this? This is not funny. This is stupid. This is dumb. Why are you on TikTok? You're old. To throw some final words in here. The Needle Drop, YouTube. Fantano, YouTube. Tandy Streams, YouTube. The Needle Drop on Twitch. The Needle Drop on Twitter. A Fantano on Instagram. And The Needle Talk on TikTok. Yeah, that's where you can find me. And I'm going to continue learning about memes on Know Your Meme. Okay, I said it. You can send me the check after, okay? Is it the 10,000 we agreed to? What? You think it was? You have to check. Okay, well, I'm pretty sure I remember it was 10 racks. Maybe. I don't think my brain would have added a zero.
But I know how to shut your shit down.
I watch them anyway. F*** you.
Go vegan.